Hi, this is Monica, the Purple Box Organizer. This is video 4 of how to set up chore cards for your home. We need to rewind a little bit and go back to making sure we put together our weekly chores. You may have already done this, but I just want to review a little bit to make sure that we get it done. So what I did was I made sure I had my list of chores that I was going to do for each room in my house. And then I set aside the chores that I do on a weekly basis. And then I decided on a color. For me, I chose green for my weekly chores. And then I separated each of the piles for what days that I'm going to do my cleaning. Now, we talked about before, you might not want to do any cleaning on the weekends, or you might want to do all your cleaning on the weekends. So just decide what days you're going to do those. And then I assigned each day to a room or a couple of rooms. So I've got my office and a couple of my downstairs rooms on Monday. I have my entry and laundry room and half bathroom on Tuesday. I have upstairs the hallway, the boys' room, the baby's room, and the toy room on Wednesdays. My kitchen is on Thursdays. The bedroom upstairs, the master bedroom, is on Fridays. And then on Saturdays, I do the kids' bathroom and also our master bathroom. This is just how I've set it up. But again, whatever works for you in your household, and try to be as realistic as possible for what you can do on what days. Good luck. Now that we've made sure your weekly chores are set, let's continue to divide your monthly and beyond chores for when you'll accomplish them. I wanted to give you a visual representation of what we've been talking about in the last couple of videos, specifically video number 3, where it starts to get kind of confusing. So in the left row here, what I've done is I've written down all of the rooms in my home, and these are representing the small stacks of monthly and beyond chores that you're having as you put these together. Okay, and then you will have your right row, as I modeled in the last video, where you'll put your piles of frequency. So as you see, I've put my monthly and my twice monthly chores, every other month, every 3 to 4 months, every 6 months, and once per year. So I've put my stack of chore cards there. Really, it's just a stack of stickies, which is what you'll have as well. From here, all these stacks, we've divided them into their frequency piles. Now, what you'll want to make sure before you divide them is make sure each sticky note has the room written on it, the chore that's going to be done in that room, and then how often. So you make sure that those are all on there, and then it doesn't matter what room goes where, but it does matter the frequency. So you have those all divided into those piles. Okay, now that all your monthly and beyond chores are separated into their frequency piles, it's time to divide them into the 4 weeks of the month. So I've got a sticky note for each week, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're gonna start from the bottom up. We're gonna start with our chores that we've decided we're only doing once per year. And however many these are, try to divide them evenly into the 4 weeks. And I'll lay some out and give you an example of what I mean. Okay, so now you've separated each of your frequency piles into weeks 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I would even keep the frequency piles separated so that you have your yearly ones separated into piles, and then your chores that you do every 6 months, 3 months, 3 to 4 months. You can even separate those two. If you have a pile for 3 months and you have a pile for 4 months, you can do that. We've got every other month, and then I even went as far as doing monthly and 2 times per month. This is just going to make it so much easier when you're trying to decide how many and which ones, and also for your monthly ones, or I guess not your monthly ones, but your every other month, 3 months. I will show you my chore cards. I've even written what exact months to do them on, so that you're not guessing or you're not missing any and kind of keep putting things off. All right, so by now you should have separated each of your frequency piles into weeks 1, 2, 3, and 4. So for example, you have whatever room this is, chore this is your yearly. for just number's sake. Let's say we have 4 yearly chores. So we're going to put 1 yearly chore on each week. Let's say we have 2 chores that we do in week 1 for 6 months, and 2 for week 2, and 2 for week 3, and 2 for week 4. Hopefully that makes sense. So you just want to try as much as you can to even out these piles for each of the weeks, so that each week is as even as possible and your week and your month just flows much easier. All right, you've got all of your piles separated and most of them are as even as possible. Then I want you to go through and decide what month you're going to do each of these chores. It's not up to me, it's totally up to you, obviously, but try to think about the actual chore and what month it might make sense in, and then try not to pile them all on the same month each time. And then you just kind of separate it. If you do every 4 months, then go 4 months from that. So as an example, I used to have, we used to have a condo in Utah, and I would wipe down the windows outside every couple of months, but I can't do that in the winter because the window cleaner would freeze and I would freeze. It's just, there's just no point. So I wouldn't do that in the winter months, and so I'd kind of separate it that way. So if that helps to kind of separate the chores that way, hopefully that makes sense. You want to, after that, make sure that you choose 2 colors. At least that's how I've done it. If you've got more, go for it. But I chose 2 colors to represent the different weeks of the month. So I've got pink that does my 1st and 3rd week, and then I have blue for my 2nd and 4th week. And you want to make sure that these colors are different from your weekly colors. So I've got green for all of my weekly chores, and they're all green all weekly. I know exactly what they are. If they, once they get mixed up in the done pile, I can separate them easily to put them back away. So choose your colors that you want for your monthly and beyond chores, and then you can start filling those out. I don't know that I said on a prior video, but you'll want to make sure that you fill out your weekly chores and get those set and separated. These are ones that you'll want to definitely put as the top of your list to make sure you concentrate. These monthly and beyond chores are extras. They definitely still need to be done, but they're not a priority. These ones are just extra and they are helpful. The ones here in the weekly, if these do not get done, they will stare at you and make you feel like you're not getting enough done. So we want to try to focus on these first, and then you can focus on the other ones. All right, we're coming to the very end of our chore cards and making those for your home. Hopefully this has been helpful and you've been successful up to this point. If not, please contact me and I'm happy to help you. I've done this for several households, including my 2 households that we've had, so I can definitely help you out with that. What I've done is just kind of made my own little separators. The ones that I found were they just didn't work. Either I couldn't see them or they kind of got lost or they were too big. So I made my own. You can do whatever works for you. So in the front of my weekly, I have my piles of my weekly chores that I do in my green. And then right here, I have my monthly piles. So these are my week 1, 2, 3, and 4. When I'm finished, I go ahead and slide them in here. So like on Mondays, I will get out my Monday chores and then I kind of pull them all out. I usually will put them in an order to do them in so that it kind of makes sense and then it goes faster. And you can either spread them out on the counter or you can put them on a magnetic board and just cross them off that way. Okay, so I've got my weekly chores here and I pull them out each day, which ones I'm gonna do. At the very, very beginning of each week, you could do it for the month or you could do the week. You're gonna pull out your week 1 and then you're gonna pull out all the ones that go with that month. So if this were October or April, I'd wanna pull this out and I'd wanna put it with my bedroom chores. That would be my Friday. So second example, if it's for week 2, or I'm doing this at the beginning of the month again, if you'd like, and it happens to be September or March, because this is an every 6 months chore. It probably should be done more often, but again, I do not want to crawl under my bed more than twice a year and vacuum under there. I don't know about you, but there's just not a lot of space, so it's kind of hard to get to. So you're going to pull that out, and then you're going to put it with your bedroom chores or whatever room that it coincides with. Okay, so just to reiterate, if you have a finished pile, that's helpful. If you have a monthly pile, I've just clipped these together to make it easier to keep them together, and then separate them so that you can get to them easily and you can see them easily. If you've liked these videos, and especially this one, finishing up and coming to our finished product here, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my video. I would love for you to follow me on my journey and comment so that I know kind of how you're doing with your journey. You can always follow me at the link below at my Instagram page or my Facebook page, and contact me directly if you'd like to get some coaching from me. Hopefully we'll see you soon.